Hi, friends. Welcome back to Live at the Roxy on this Friday, January 29th. Are we officially at the 320th episode of quarantine? Glenn, friends, let me know. That would be nuts. Is this 320 today? No fucking way. Wow. Wow, we want to make a baby. A lot to talk about on the show today, guys. It is officially draft day. What does that mean? That means that we are drafting our movie trivia Schmoedown teams today. And holy shit, am I nervous. I'll tell you guys all about it, all about my strategy, all about my thought process, all about my nerves, all about everything, who I'm talking to, what I'm feeling, all of the things. All that and more today. Also, of course, we are talking about that WandaVision episode. We will not do that until the end because I want to save spoilers for the end. So no worries. If you didn't watch WandaVision yet, you are still welcome here. If you spoil anything in the chat, you are banned from here forever. Do not do it because then you're a dick. So just make sure that you keep those spoilers to yourself until the end of the episode, and then we will spoil it on spoil. Also, the Snyder Cut date has been released. Release the Snyder Cut, release date released. Why is that relevant for me to talk about? Well, we'll talk about that. Thank you, internet trolls, for making my life miserable. Yeah. Also, streamlabs.com/RoxyStrider. Getting your questions, comments, concerns, and the super chat. I think I'm going to try to keep it to a tight, quicker show today so that I can get back to my board, my draft board, y'all. I'm making last minute changes. Shit is flying. You guys don't even know. I can't wait to talk about the behind the scenes, but we'll do that tomorrow. What time will we do it tomorrow? I have a shoot tomorrow. We're doing our World Girls IRL episode tomorrow. I'm excited to let you guys know what that is. Yeah, I'll figure it out. I'll do Live with Roxy tomorrow, but it will be at a strange time, either late at night or early in the morning. She just doesn't know yet. Curtis Mason says, I literally just finished episode 4 and the mind blown. No spoilers, but we shall talk about it. Let's go into that Streamlabs. Let's start off there. Let's see what it is that's going on in the world of the rock stars before we continue and talk movie trivia Schmoedown. Like I said, it's the 29th of January, so that means we're almost at the end of the month. Our first Streamlabs coming in for the day, coming in from our boy Glenn Caesar, who says, hello, Roxy. Much love to you, Grammy, and Papo, as always. Thanks for still hanging out with us all on this MTS draft day. Good luck tonight. You the fucking best. Roxy's the best. Roxy number 1. Yeah, the stars for the win. Peace, love, bunnies, and hugs to you and yours. I will show you guys something pretty gnarly. She's not going to be happy that I show this because in case any of you guys don't know, Grammy is incredibly vain. Grammy is super, super vain. And I don't mean that in a bad way. You know, she came up in an era where that, like, what you look like all the time really effing mattered. And so on top of that, she also, you guys know, she went to Juilliard. She used to be a performer. And she was seriously and is seriously the most beautiful person on the planet. Grammy is just like so stunning. So she doesn't like going anywhere without makeup on. And so more so than her arm being as fucked up as it is, she's really upset about her face. And as anybody who's gotten a shiner knows, black eyes tend to get worse over a couple of days. So this is Grammy this morning. Guys, don't tell her I showed you this because she would be so upset. And remember, she is the most stunning person on the planet. So, but anybody who doesn't know, Grammy took a fall. We've been in the ER. We're out of the ER. But this is what her face looks like today. I just can't even picture her in a world where this is her face because she always just looks, she's always with her mascara and whatever it is. And just to look at her with the blood shot and the black and blue and the whatever, I'm like, oh my God. So everybody please send love and hugs and bunnies to Grammy and for a speedy recovery. She's in a lot of fucking pain. And I appreciate any of you guys putting any good energy out into the universe for her. She could really use it right now. And so could I. So thank you guys for that. And to the people who are sending bunnies right now. And I keep telling her it's going to heal and she's going to go back to being her beautiful, non-bruised self. But yeah, that's a little bit about the life of Roxy today. Going back into the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Striar. Glenn also says positive thoughts and good vibes to all of the rock stars who show up here and give their support whenever and however they can. Don't forget, when it gets tough, when you're alone, even if you're by yourself, so you're not alone. Keep on fighting. Everyone who's battling, we're with you. Remember, rock stars, you're kind, you're smart, you're unique, and being so unselfishly loving and supportive of others, including internet strangers, makes you worthy. Therefore, your story is important and deserves to be seen and heard. You are appreciated. And once again, Miles Cosgrove, Brett Hankinson, Jonathan Mattingly, Russell Cobbs, who killed Breonna Taylor, all three of them for killing Breonna Taylor. Justice for the people who have lost their lives due to excessive force. # say their names. Absolutely, Glenn Caesar. He says, and lastly, in a bit of my own fuck yeah news, I just got up and walked into another room with a full mirror and noticed that I seemed to be standing up taller and straighter, not as much of a hunch, and walking easier. So that was pretty awesome. CP lessening. That is so great. I'm so glad to hear that. And Glenn, keep up that positive energy and that effort. And you're going to continue to just do better and better because you are a phenomenal human being and the mascot of the show and the love of all of our lives. And we are rooting for you every single day. Also in the super chat, thank you so much for getting these in. Jeff Aaron says, I'm at work, but I just gave my notice, and then end of March, I am moving to somewhere. Love to all. Making big motherfucking moves. Jeff, way to go. Love that about you. Congrats on your notice. Congrats on the move. Keep us posted. I hope all of those things are good things, and let us know what life is about to look like, but really happy for you. It seems like you're saying all those things in good spirit and happiness, so big moves in life are sometimes necessary. Spidey Sensei says, finish episode 4 and watch The Little Things. Only one of them was a major disappointment. Interesting. Well, I've heard very good things about Little Things, but I seem to be the only one who didn't love the WandaVision episode, so I don't know which thing you're talking about, but keep us posted and let us know. Everybody else in here, streamlabs.com/Roxy Striar, and also don't forget to super chat in. I'm looking at what a lot of you guys are ready to talk about WandaVision. I swear we will get there by the end of the episode, but we want to make sure that anybody who didn't watch the episode still can enjoy Live at the Roxy. Did I say enjoin? I think I combined enjoy and join. Enjoin Live at the Roxy. You know, some good old enjoining. Enjoin my show. Kind of an epic word. I think I just created something that we all need. Apollo3JP in the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Striar says, Rox, wishing your Gram a swift recovery, sending positive vibes your way, hoping your Friday is going well despite the gloominess outside. What's the plan this weekend besides taking over the world one stream at a time? So yeah, I'll be streaming this today. I streamed only Stupid Answers this morning, and we couldn't go live because of internet issues, and so DJ is putting that up now, so go check that out if you are an OSA patron. Then I'm doing this now. Then I've got some recruiting efforts to do. I'm also going to try to go live with Steph on stereo. And then I've got the draft at 5. And so that's going to be the Friday. And then I've got a World Girls meeting tonight after the draft because tomorrow is our IRL episode. So tomorrow I will do Live at the Roxy either in the morning or late at night. We've got a shoot date though. So we have got a lot going on for World Girls. And then on Sunday, I've got Live at the Roxy, and then I have the Sunday wind down with the World Girls. So tons of stuff going on. It's always a weekend-wide adventure, and I'm excited to be doing all of that with you guys. She don't stop. She don't stop. That's what's up. You guys know. All right. Let's talk Schmoedown. Questions, comments, concerns, anything going on, please let me know what your thoughts are, because this is the last chance to tell me what you guys think I should do. This is the last chance to tell me what would be stupid. This is the last chance to talk the draft with me before the draft actually happens. We've been talking about that for quite some time. I've got my whiteboard. I've got my thoughts. I've got a lot of questions, comments, and concerns. I will say this. I've reached out to a decent amount of rookies. I've had some rookies reach out to me. And I also have rookies that I am looking at that I have not reached out to, for very specific reasons. A lot of those reasons being that I don't want anybody to know what my draft plans are. And what I've learned is that the rookies have loose lips. And they have loose lips for a positive reason. They have loose lips because they need to share with the managers things that managers ask because they're kind of at the manager's disposal sometimes. So if a manager asks you, who else are you talking to? You're going to tell them, but I don't want any managers knowing who I'm talking to because then they might draft them in earlier rounds. So that is kind of an interesting thing that's going on right now where I am going to, for the first time, be drafting some people, I believe, that I have never spoken a word to. And they have no idea that I'm thinking about drafting them. But I am. And that's not a decision I made today. There's some rookies that I just did not reach out to because I didn't need to ask them any questions. I already knew what I was feeling about them. I already knew that they were on my radar. The only people that I reached out to were people that I had questions, comments, or concerns about. And those either went the way that I wanted them to, or they didn't. And so then I'll either draft them accordingly or not. But the people that I didn't need to ask questions to because either there was enough game tape on them or I had gotten enough, done enough information about, I just have not reached out to. So it's going to be wild to end up with some people on my team that potentially, depending on if they drop to me, that I've never spoken to, which is crazy. I also have tried to take into consideration a few different other things, like where people want to be. And I've kind of decided that for the most part, I don't fully give a shit where somebody wants to be because I don't know that they know what the inner factions kind of look like. I care if they want to be on my team, and then I feel an added responsibility and like encouragement that I want to bring them home. But if somebody says that they want to be somewhere else, I don't really care. I don't really care. That happens all the time. Like a Laura Kelly, right? Like Laura Kelly really wanting to be with Shannon. I don't really give a fuck about that. I don't really care that you want to be with Shannon. So people like that, where it's just like, I actually think you're going to play really hard for me. And I think I'm a great manager. So like, I don't really give a shit if you don't think you want to play for me. You're going to want to play for a winning team. And we're going to be a winning team. So there's that. Also, I came in third place last year when nobody thought that I was going to be able to get out of the bottom. So I'm pretty impressive. And I've been around the longest of all of the managers except for Tom. And Tom is Tom. Tom is Tom. So yeah, I'm thinking about all different things too. How many eyes and ears can somebody bring to our team? The celebrity factor is a real factor in this now. This is why I gave Coy so much love for what he did and why it really pissed me off how many people were shitting on Coy for taking Kevin Smith. Kevin Smith is our childhood hero. Kevin Smith is everything. Kevin Smith has won 2 out of 2 matches. Kevin Smith is guaranteed matches because he is a celebrity. And if Coy had not kept Kevin Smith, he 100% would have been drafted in the first round. So, because both Kaiser and I have both out loud said we would have taken him. And Kaiser goes before Coy. So, you have to think about the celeb angle because they get points, they get guaranteed matches, and also they bring eyes and ears to the league and your team. And the happier Christian is with you, this is a huge part of the game that people don't understand. The better a relationship as a manager you have with Christian, the better your matches are. And I don't think Christian would mind me saying that. That's in any sport, anything. Like, the more somebody likes you, the more that they're going to root for you. And so in no way, shape, or form is there any like tomfoolery going on here. But if I bring Chris Jericho to the league, then I'm able to say, Christian, I'm bringing 3.5 million more eyes and ears to this league. And I really need an extra match for Stacey Howard this year. I really want her to play this match. Then when he's putting Gray Drake up against somebody, he can do something like give it to Stacey Howard. And I'm not saying that that's what happened in that situation. I'm just saying the more he likes you, the prince that wasn't promised says that's not how sports work. It really is. Like it's not how like football works. Although the more somebody likes you, the more you are given things like private jets and special treatment. And Prince of Wasn't Promised says Jericho didn't promote though. I don't know what you're talking about. He posted it both on Instagram and Twitter. He posted like 50 times on Twitter. And he posted all of our fan art on Instagram and Instagram storied and did a swipe up. So I don't have any idea what you're talking about. So it matters. Bringing eyes and ears to your team matters, because then I have an easier time getting better players, because people want to play on a team with Kevin Smith. People want to play on a team with Chris Jericho. So there's so many. Pink Sweet says, I believe Jericho retweeted quite a bit and did a whole ass video. He did multiple videos. So the celebrity angle really does make a difference. Not because we're jersey chasers, but because this is how it works. This is how you get eyes and ears. This is how you are in a better relationship with the commissioner or the person who runs the league. This is how you get players to want to play for your team. And this is how you guarantee yourself matches. So for all of the reasons, it's really, really helpful. So anyway, that's not why I'm saying, Rob, I would expect so much better from you right now, but Jericho isn't very good. Rather get an ace player with no following. I have 12 spots on my team, and Jericho is good and better than a lot of people who are playing. He's not, I clearly didn't save him as one of my 3, but he is good. And I think that when you have 12 spots, like, what the hell are you talking about? And I am getting ace players. I already have 3 of them. 3 of my players have belts. So it just doesn't make any sense for people to be knocking celebrities. Like Doug Benson's probably really excellent at this game. Paul Walter Hauser probably is going to be very good. And they've got this other angle too. So for all of the reasons, I definitely think that the celebrity angle is an interesting one, but that's something that you have to think about for your team as well. I'm not saying to draft all celebrities, but to draft people who do have a following, who do watch different types of movies, who do this for a living. One of the reasons why Jeff Snyder is the player of the year is because Jeff is in this every day of his life. He is so involved in the industry. And so the more involved you are, the more knowledge you just have from working there all the time. And so, yeah. That's a definite factor in the draft for me, is all of these things. Again, I also have talked about how my players who are my core players need to be able to study together, which means that they all have to agree enough to study together, which means that they all have to have similar enough beliefs or common courtesy for each other. So that's very important to me. There's a lot of players in the league who behind the scenes, a lot of you guys are like, why isn't that person going earlier? And sometimes the answer is because they're a dick. That's just the truth. Some people don't want to work with. And then sometimes it's because that person might not have the specialty somebody needs. Like a lot of times people slip way farther down. Like a Stacey Howard, who I ended up getting last year in the 4th round, which was unbelievable because she's been around for so long and she's such a badass player. But Stacey works a 9 to 6, which is when the matches tape, Monday through Friday. Stacey cannot play often. Stacey could only play 2 times last year, and both times she crushed for me. And I fucking love Stacey. And if Stacey could commit to the Schmoedown and be like, I want to be on a team and singles, and I'll do singles tournament and teams tournament and keep throwing me in, and I want to play, then I honestly, even though I need IG and Star Wars, would probably take Stacey first round, because I am obsessed with Stacey Howard as a player. I love her character. I love her energy. I love talking on the phone with her. I love her costumes and entrances. I love Stacey as a player. But you need people who can play. And she can't play the same way. So that's why she might go in a further round, because people know her schedule is so busy. So she might not go in the first round and might not go in the second round. So sometimes you never know exactly when you see these players that are slipping. 1, they could be a pain in the ass to work with. 2, they might have a really busy schedule. 3, they might not be what somebody needs on their team at that time. So for all of those reasons, that's why the draft can be so insane, because you just don't even, when you're watching these players and you're screaming at your TV and you're just like, what? How the hell is Stacey not going until the 4th round? Things like that are all coming into play. So I guarantee you tonight, we're going to definitely see some people slipping and some people going way earlier. And if you looked at Frank's draft list and you thought, what the fuck? This person's above this person's above this person. It's because Frank's so involved in this right now. He knows what the managers are looking for and when they're looking for it. And so some players who you might deem to be a way better player might be at pick 35 as opposed to somebody who might be at pick like 7, because that is clearly what the league needs. And in a league, in a time in which we are still digital and we are really putting an emphasis on Star Wars, especially this year, and on IG, as opposed to like hanging out and teams taking not a backseat, because obviously teams matter so much, but teams not being necessarily the same point grabber that IG or Star Wars is. The managers have to be really, really thinking about this. And Frank did an excellent job with his list, I thought. I don't think that everything was accurate, but I was like, damn, he's in this and he knows. Schmoedown Entertainment Network themselves tell me this is Christian Harloff. You ready, Rox? The answer is no. I am ready in the sense that I have done all of the work that I could possibly think of to do. I've reached out to all the people I have questions about. I've done recon on all of these people's lives and looked into everything from their past. I feel like I'm a police officer at this point, or like an agent. Like, what's it called when somebody's cheating on somebody and then like the person that goes to take pictures of them, whatever that is, I'm that. Like I feel like I'm a stalker person in these people's yards, like snapping pictures of what they do at night. That's not what I'm actually doing, but like that's the amount of the level of who the fuck are these people and what do they bring to the table that I'm trying to do right now. So in that sense, I'm ready. I've watched every single fan league match of every person that I'm looking at. I'm watching them on all of these after shows, and I'm seeing any time in which they compete or in which they talk about their dedication or their strategy or who they're looking for or who they want to team with or which direction they see themselves being in a year from now, and how much legwork they're willing to put in. In that sense, I'm ready. Here's what I'm not ready for. There are 5 people picking before me in the first round. And this first round pick is so essential. And that is a PI. Thank you, guys. I'm a private eye. I am a private freaking eye. That first pick is so essential. And so I have to have 6 options for my first pick because those 5 people before me could do anything. So I need to have 6 first picks lined up just in case. And that is going to change my second pick dramatically. Because when I have to think to myself, okay, so say my first pick is Joe. I'm just picking somebody who's not in the league. My first pick is Joe. But then Kaiser takes Joe. And my second pick is Sarah. And then Sam takes Sarah. And so that's affecting my second round because maybe both of those one was an IG player, one was a Star Wars player. And now I'm trying to figure out what to do there. So I have to have 6 people in mind that I could pull first. And so it's after first pick, it's so hard to know what I'm doing for the second pick because what I'm not doing is saying, no matter what, my first pick is going to be a Star Wars player. I'm not doing that. Some managers are. Some managers are saying, no matter what, my first pick has to be in this category. No matter what, my first pick has to be a partner for this person. My first pick has to be an IG player. My first pick has to be in 2 or more divisions. I'm not saying that. My first pick is going to be the person that I think is the best on the board for my team. And that might be a Star Wars player. It might be an IG player. It might be somebody who does both. It might be somebody who's more well-rounded. But the person who at that time is the best person for my team. So I have an idea for who I am picking first. And if that person is not there, I have an idea who I'm picking first after that person. And if that person is not there, I have an idea for who I'm picking first after that person. So it is a lot. And then for second pick, it's all going to depend on that first pick. And then for third pick, it's all going to depend on pick 1 and 2. I mean, I'm just describing the way that sports work at this point, but it's a lot. And I'm super excited and ready for it. I know that you guys have a lot of guesses of who I'm picking. I've heard Joe in the Stars confirmed. Wouldn't that be amazing? A lot of people have been throwing out Zipper. He is an awesome player. I think that he's incredible. And I definitely think that he's going to go in the first 2 rounds, possibly the first round. He's definitely somebody that I have my eye on. And I think a lot of players do because a lot of managers do because he is an excellent, well-rounded, can be an IG player. You could definitely put him on a team. He's pretty good in singles. So he's a good pick for somebody who needs to fill a lot of seats. And honestly, at this point, we all need to fill a lot of seats. And then there's the whole part of how early do rookies go, which I've talked with you guys a lot about. So, oh boy. Thank you, Bobby. I love how much passion Roxy brings to the Schmoedown. I mean, I love it. I've been around for, like I said, the longest other than Tom of the managers. And I'm obsessed with the Schmoedown. I do it because I love it. And I've talked about this for so long that's why. Rob Fishbeck in the Streamlab says, what I meant about Jericho is you drafting him earlier to have a celeb with a following with losing a record versus picking your first few picks of aces with good buzz or good records with no following if you want to be a real sport versus popularity contest. But Rob, it's not a popularity contest when you pick celebrities earlier. As I've mentioned, you bring more eyes and ears to the league. So you're doing your part for the thing you're a part of. Like, all of us are now invested in this league. And if I can get 3.5 million more eyes on the league, or the opportunity for each one of those, because every time Jericho tweets out, that's how many people follow him. If I can bring millions of people to possibly look at this, it's my responsibility to really take that into consideration for myself and for the league. And I need to do my part, as all of the managers do, which is why kudos, and I will say this over and over again, Coy made a brilliant pick keeping Kevin Smith and keeping him happy, especially after he won twice for him. Kudos to anybody who's able to bring in a Jericho or a Kevin Smith. It's not just me. Kevin Smith is huge for the league. Doug Benson, huge for the league. Paul Walter Hauser, I think that's a Christian one that he brought in because of interviewing him. Huge for the league. Anybody who can bring in a celeb to the league, it's massive. It's a massive to do. And so bringing them in, especially if it's like a Kevin Smith who wins. I clearly didn't pick Jericho that early on. And also, as I've said many times on the show, anybody else who drafts Jericho, it's super duper their prerogative, but he's made it very clear he's not going to play for anybody who isn't me. So it's kind of just a big fuck you to the league. Like, if somebody else drafts Jericho, what they're saying is, I don't care about this place on my roster. I just care about Roxy not having him and don't want the league to have him either, which is their prerogative, but would be really super duper stupid. So yeah, I think that a lot of the mentality of a lot of people who watch this, they don't understand the business angle of it. And the business angle of it is celebrities are good for the game, especially when they're good. And when you guys say Jericho's not good, I'm not saying he's Dan Murrell, but he is good. And why, if you guys don't think he should be in the league, then why do you think people like Brett should be in the league? Everybody has something different, bring something different to the table. And it is valuable to have people of all different types. I'm so happy to hear this. Rick says that watching you, Roxy, got me into the Schmoedown. I love that. And I hope that passion fills over. And for those of you guys who like the passion I have for it, then trust me, you're going to love the Schmoedown. Love it. Look, I just ripped a string off my shirt in case you watched that pop. Very, very strong. I work out, go to the gym. It's a whole thing. Okay, let's see. Glenn Caesar said, I sent this in a super chat. I think you missed, but it's cool. Thank you, RJ Skittles, Chunk, Silver the Elf, and all you awesome rock stars, world friends. I really, truly appreciate super supportive words and encouragement. Roxy is the best. Roxy #1. Sorry, Glenn, I did see that, but thank you for resending it in here. I appreciate you. Paul 3JP says, what's stereo and how does your boy join? Also, the new WandaVision episode was weak. I thought it kind of derailed the momentum. We'll talk about WandaVision in a second. In terms of stereo, this is an app that Christian got me on that I am now obsessed with. It's super duper fun. It's basically like live radio podcasting where it's two people and you get it by going to the App Store for free and downloading stereo. I did one with Steph yesterday. I did one with Christian the day before, or maybe it was the day before that because the day before was when Grammy was in the hospital. And I just kind of pop on spontaneously and talk about different things. I think Steph and I are going to do one today. We might do one after the draft, but I think we're going to do one before also. I'll keep you guys posted on that. It's just really, really fun. And also, I'm on the leaderboard right now, so I have the possibility to win $100 by the end of the week. So that's cool. So go support me over there. Christian, I saw, already has 1,000 followers on there, like a badass. I think I hit 500, which I'm pretty stoked about. It's cool. And like, I thought Jay Washington's been on there for a minute. Last night I was listening to Jay and Winston. They were talking about WandaVision after it. And I was like, oh, this is so much fun. There's something about it that feels very old school and cool. And you can record in like audio messages and stuff. And yeah, I just really like the way it operates. Very user friendly. It's got these avatars that go. Mine looks exactly like me. So she's great. And she has her hair in a ponytail and these star earrings because the stars, rock stars. The whole thing. Get the app. Super fun. Let me know if you do. Follow me there. And then you just get more Roxy shows. because as if you don't get enough of me. Live every fucking day. She's live every fucking day. Going back in the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. Ace Money says, hey, Rox, your grandma's pick is exactly like when my grandma fell years ago. Really upset me to see her in that state. Please give her love and support to your grandma. Good luck at the draft today. We are all rooting for you. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. You are a doll. You guys are also sweet about wishing my grandma good wishes. She's going to be fine. It's just a lot. Oh, it's just a lot. Ryan Payne says, how are you feeling regarding the news that Vejvoda will no longer be playing this season? If he was still eligible, would you have drafted him? I've been rewatching old Schmoedown matches, and I felt that he could have been a comeback player in 2021. I know. Vejvoda is awesome. I loved having him on my team. He's a much player than his record indicates. He could be one of the greats. So yeah, I definitely was thinking about drafting him. To be honest, of the players on my team, like Vejvoda, Del Rio, Stacy, they are all people that I would love to continue to have on my team. So I was bummed to hear that Vejvoda couldn't do it. I immediately texted Christian and said, is he okay? Because I had heard nothing of it. But he's okay. So I'm bummed about that. But also you got to do what you got to do. And I think that it's hard. This isn't why he's not doing it, but just for players in general, when you're on a losing streak and you know you're good, it's so fucking hard to motivate yourself to come back and get the crap kicked out of you over and over again, to come so close and just have it not work. So that's, again, not why he's leaving, but I do think that that's hard when that happened to him. And so, as a manager, I just tried to continue to motivate him to fight and do his very, very best, because he's so good and he's so knowledgeable. He just never fully understood the game and the rules of the game because he wasn't a diehard Schmoedown fan. So that's challenging too. Some people make this their life. He didn't, but he has the knowledge. And I definitely think when he comes back to the game, which I hope he does eventually, that he will be badass, because I think he really is. Whether he's playing for me or somebody else, I think that he's a pretty awesome player and always will be a star. Pun intended. Very punny today. All right, moving forward, let's talk a little bit about the Snyder Cut. I don't want to talk too much about it because, honestly, the internet pissed me the fuck off today. I'm getting tagged in tweets with Christian and Frosty from Collider, and Collider from fans, aka trolls, being like, but you didn't think that the Snyder Cut existed? How can you be renouncing the release date if you don't believe this exists and threw all the hate in the world? I was like, oh my God. It's been so many years. When I was younger, I didn't think I ever wanted children. And now I want children. Should I just not be allowed to have children now? Because at one point I didn't think I wanted children. I didn't like chocolate when I was a kid. And now I like chocolate. Should I not be able to eat chocolate without people screaming at me every time saying, but you didn't used to like chocolate? Okay, but I like it now. What, we aren't as humans allowed to change our minds? It's just like, what? Let me live. I didn't think that the Snyder Cut was going to ever be released. I said that. It's being released. So I was wrong. It's coming out. And I'm excited for it because I love DC, because I'm a huge DC fan. Am I not allowed to watch it now or say that I'm excited about it because at one point I didn't think that it existed or was coming out? What? And then I was like, can you guys just go away and stop attacking me? I apologize. You beat me into submission. Okay, you win. And they were like, wow, playing the victim, like you're the one being attacked and we're the ones being attacked. And I'm like, I literally just, all I want to do is watch this fucking movie. Why is everybody making that so hard? I just want to watch the movie. Can you leave me alone? I'll leave you alone. I've left you alone for years. I just want to watch the movie. Can you just chill? Can you just chill? Everybody be cool. But anyway, it has a release date. And I guess that is not allowed to be exciting for me, but is exciting for me. So that's a weird conundrum. Just like how I'm not allowed to be white and Jewish. Thank you to the Nazis. If you didn't understand that reference, that's from the show, and it's me being facetious. Zack Snyder tweeted out, Reborn, hashtag Snyder Cut, streaming 3/18/21, hashtag Us United. So that's coming to HBO Max. It's coming March 18th, which I believe is the day after St. Patrick's Day. It's coming as a 4-hour movie, and I will be watching it with open arms and hoping for the absolute best and hoping that all the trolls just kind of woo-saw, my child. Woo-saw, my child. What do you guys think? Streamlabs in, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer, right here in the super chat. Let me know if you have any thoughts on the draft, if you have any thoughts on my decisions in the draft, if you have any thoughts on the Snyder Cut, when this is being released, how this is being released, all of that stuff and more, because I would love to hear from you guys. Streamlabs, super chat, you know the motherfucking deal. We are going to be talking about WandaVision very soon, so I will let you guys know when to leave for spoilers, but get ready that will be probably coming relatively soon. In the meantime, Glenn Caesar says, Roxy, I think you should post the link to your stereo shows on your Instagram, especially if you schedule the show ahead of time to bring in a bunch of new listeners and add to your followers. By the way, congrats on your 625 followers thus far. Keep killing it. Oh, that's awesome. Go Rox. Woohoo. Thank you guys for getting me there. I really appreciate you. That's just the stereo app, and I'm just Roxy Stryer on there. So please come follow and play along with me, as I'm planning on using that a lot more often. And if this app is successful, which it's seeming like it might be, major shout out to Christian Harloff, because I feel like they owe him a huge cut of the app. And Christian has this way of whenever he does something, it feels like the thing to do. I don't know if you guys have friends like that, but like whatever they're doing feels like the thing to do. And if they rep something, it's like, oh, I know that this is going to be good and huge. And so he repped this thing, and I was like, I wonder if I'm even going to care about it. And then like, I don't know. I just did, because he's got that eye. Pretty interesting. We've all got friends like that, I think, who just like kind of, whatever they're doing, that's the cool thing to do. Going back into the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. Gab says, hey, Rox, longtime viewer, first time donating. Woohoo! Go Gabs! Just wanted to say I love all your shows, and you have kept me going in lockdown every day in the UK. Keep being yourself. We love you for it. Gabs, it's so sweet. Thank you so much for this. Thank you for being a longtime viewer. I know a lot of the longtime viewers, some of you guys are in here every day, and I know your names and I hear your stories, but I know that the majority of you guys stay pretty quiet. I never get to hear much from you. So I love anytime that we have a new time supporter or donator in here. I love hearing more about you guys. I'm just so grateful that you're here. So Gabs, thank you so much for deciding to show some support in the Streamlabs, and just appreciate you being here. Stick around. We'd love having you. Rob Fishbeck says, disagreements on draft aside, have all the respect for you. Can't imagine how time consuming it is to figure out your spots. Oh my God. Rob, so time consuming. With everything going on with Grammy and these major auditions I have next week, which I haven't even been able to focus on, it's just been like super fucking overwhelming. Super fucking overwhelming. Just got to keep like whack-a-mole, knocking them down one thing at a time, one thing at a time. All right. Everybody who has not watched WandaVision, it's time to GTFO. Get the fuck out. I'm going to be talking about WandaVision in a minute from now. I'm going to be doing full spoilers with everybody in here who wants to talk about WandaVision, Season 1, Episode 4. So if you are a WandaVision person and you want to stick around and talk about this with us, please do so. Otherwise, I'll be live every single day at the Roxy tomorrow. Not exactly sure on my timing yet, but I'll keep you guys posted via Patreon and Twitter. So everybody get the fuck out. WandaVision spoilers are coming in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, chat, go off with your bad selves, as I'm about to do so also. WandaVision episode 4 aired, and I did not love it. It's the first time I'm saying that on this show. It's the first time I'm saying I did not love it. I loved WandaVision episode 1, 2, and 3, and I was not a fan of episode 4. And I will break down all of the reasons why for you right now. Number 1. I thought it was the least interesting episode. I felt like there was a lot of beep, boop, figure this out. We just watched a sitcom for 3 episodes, and now we're watching people watch a sitcom. Okay? There were some reveals in here. I think it was really cool that we got to see Randall Park's character and Darcy, and it was nice to get more about Monica Rambeau and a little more in the MCU, where after the snap and people are back. I think that was really cool. But I thought the pacing was very slow, and more so than that, I have a serious issue with the storyline that they're going with right now. And I know that I am in a vast, vast minority. I looked to the internet, and Twitter loved this episode. I was kind of surprised. I was surprised to see how many people did love this episode, because to me, it's such a tired story. What it feels like they're doing, and they still could not be doing, but what it seems like they're setting up, which has merit in the comics. But again, I just want to be abundantly clear on this. Just because something happened in the comics doesn't mean I like it. Doesn't mean I have to like it. Doesn't mean that I have to root for it. It doesn't mean they can't change the story. I don't want to see a story about a woman who lost the love of her life and could not handle reality, so she went absolutely crazy and became the villain of the story. And I am concerned that that's the direction we're going in, based off of a lot of the Wanda comics and House of M. And in the comics, having her go nutso and murder all of her friends and neighbors and become this big, bad villain. I don't like that. We just watched that with Khaleesi. People just had an issue with that, with Daenerys Targaryen. Wanda's my favorite character. I want her to be this badass woman who does not go crazy because she lost the love of her life. We've seen now at this point, we've seen astronaut women go crazy, and mother women go crazy, and teenage women go crazy, and grandparent women go crazy, and yes, Cinemaria with Jean Grey. We've seen all the people go crazy. Logan says she also lost her brother and parents as well as Vision. Absolutely. She's lost a lot of people. Totally get that. We've seen a lot of people go crazy. But I don't think Wanda is crazy. And I don't think that women are crazy. And I think that in 2021, there's more nuanced storytelling than this. What I'm hoping that they do here is that other than just her pain and her hurt, there's more of a reason that Wanda created this universe, this little world. I'm hoping she was doing it to protect or to save or to do something that she knows more than other people know, like that her children need to be born here so that they can do X, Y, and Z to help the world do X, Y, and Z, or that there's more to this, or that she is, even though it's revealed that it's Wanda, it's all Wanda, that she is being manipulated or something. And at the end of the day, when the big bad really comes, that she's going to be the hero of the story. I don't want to watch a story about Wanda going crazy and becoming a villain and killing everybody because she's just crazy and she's hurt, and, women can't handle it because they have vaginas, and just like, so it's just not, I just don't want to watch that story. And I'm not saying that some people don't go crazy, men, women, everyone, but just in a time in society which everybody's always calling women crazy for everything they do. I'm just so fucking tired of it. I'm tired of it. So I just wish that she was not doing that. And I wish that she was more layered and nuanced and was struggling internally. And yes, maybe she is doing this, but then she realizes this isn't the right thing to do, or she has to help out, I think that, Garth says, why do you think she's crazy? Garth, I'm just curious, did you watch the episode? She's literally having Vision's dead corpse walk around, and she's created a whole force field of energy just to keep him alive and have this little life for herself. And it's very much so negatively impacting the outside world and others. And is like, everyone's here in Pleasantville. In what world do you not think they're trying to make her seem crazy? So, yeah, I know that the internet loved this episode. I've loved this show from episode 1. I love this show. I just don't like that direction. And it's their prerogative to tell that story. I'm not entitled enough to think that they shouldn't tell a story because I don't want them to. It's absolutely their prerogative. It just won't be for me. And I think that that will be a bummer if that's the direction they go. They could not. And I do. Hector Navarro and I were tweeting last night, and he's right that I think Marvel knows how problematic that storyline is. And they might not go with it. And they might have her be the hero of this story. And that's a show I would want to watch. I also will say at the end of the day, no matter what, the show looks incredible. The way the show is shot is really phenomenal. And so that's a lot of fun. So at least we have that, which I very much so appreciate. Let's see what's going on with you guys. Andrew Thomas says, hey, Sexy Roxy, I enjoyed episode 4 and it answered a lot of questions, and Kat Dennings is hot. I'm glad that you liked it. A lot of people really liked it. John Eugene says, love this episode and how it moved the plot forward. I feel like the first few episodes had to happen how they did narratively. Interesting. Again, really glad that you liked it. That's freaking awesome. And I'm glad for how many people did like it. King Sport Cal says, do you know who Mojo is? Comics love this one. Do I know who Mojo is? Comics. Actually, don't understand this question. Let me know. But I'm glad that you liked it. Why didn't Shuri fix Vision after the end game? Carl, there have been a lot of questions about Vision being a robot and why it couldn't be the same. And I think we don't end up actually knowing. Maybe something does happen here. Maybe something does happen. And also, like, people are saying, DJ thinks that this is going to lead into Doctor Strange and the Multitude of Madness, and Vision from the multiverse comes through. So we don't actually know. We don't actually know. We don't know. That's the truth. Jose says, Rox, I'm not sure if you watched Winston and Rachel's spoiler review, but they gave some input on the whole Wanda going crazy thing, and they made a point that I agree with. Jose, I would love to hear, what was it? What was it? There's like 50 of you tweeting at me. Mojo's a character from the comics. Mojo's a character from the comics. And you all reading somebody saying that and then writing that. Okay, but what was the comment about? You just wanted to know if I knew him? Mojo, owner of Alien Broadcasting Network. Most of his programs do not have willing participants. Morse code Z. That would be interesting. And I do think it's Sword is interesting that they've changed it from this like alien organization to weapons organization, and that possibly at some point they might change it back to an alien organization. So that would kind of make sense. And if she doesn't have the authority over herself to help these things, and that obviously would be completely different. So, and you guys talking about Mojo ties into the X-Men universe, and then also obviously there's talk about what's going on with Pietro or Quicksilver and Evan Peters or Aaron Taylor Johnson. So there's still a lot of questions, a lot of time for them to answer a lot of these questions, and a lot of stuff for me to possibly like. And it looks like next week we're going back to the sitcom style, which is something I really like. This episode, again, also wasn't funny, and I was really enjoying the funny part of this show. So that's kind of something as well. All right. Bojack says, I loved the opening of this episode and showing people returning from the blip. Also, I teared up when Monica found out what they did from that her mom, Maria, died while she was away. I know that was a really tough scene. I loved the hospital stuff. They did that very well. And the pain Maria must have had to live with, not having Monica around. Totally. I feel like the Snyder Cut talk will never fully end, because if it's good, then people will keep demanding a sequel. If it's bad, well, I don't think they'll admit it and argue why it's good, and no one understands his vision. I completely agree with both things you just said. The guy with the pie says, I think one of the issues is when Snyder Cut was shat upon, some people disregarded its existence. Now that it's coming out, those people are acting all excited about it. It's inherently hypocritical. The world grifters come to mind. No harassment. Why? People thought that it didn't exist, and now they're excited that it does exist. How is that hypocritical? I don't get it. Garth Harkness McMurray says, I think, and by the way, I think it makes people cool and brave to admit that they're wrong. And I don't know why people root against that. Garth Harkness McMurray says, I don't think Wanda's crazy at all. She's doing what I would do if I had reality-altering powers. I would bring back loved ones that I've lost. She's doing whatever she can to have Vision back in her life. From a perfect sitcom life with kids. Just wait. Yeah, but Garth, in the comics, then we see her start murdering people and taking over and becoming the big bad. I'm not saying she's done anything horrible yet. What I tweeted was that I don't love the direction I think that they're going in. And I hope that I'm wrong. And maybe they are, which would be really cool. Ryan Payne says, I think you're making a huge leap to the crazy woman archetype. And I get it given the portrayal of Wanda in the comics. I think Wanda's story is going to be more complex. And further we go in season right now, we're only given an outside look at Wanda. Ryan, I totally hope that's true. And that would be amazing. And I'm open to that and think it's definitely a real possibility and excited for that possibility. I just am concerned that that's not what they're going to do, but I hope that they do. Bojack says, also with so many branches of the military and federal forces showing up, I can't deny that my heart was a little sad that no one from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., like maybe Mac, was there to represent. Oh, that would have been cool. They kind of don't really acknowledge that show's existence. Just not nice. All right. Those are kind of my thoughts on WandaVision. Still looked great. Love the hospital stuff. Monica Rambeau's, it was really cool to see her scenes. Sad. Nice to see some of the cameos of people coming back. Always like Kat Dennings. Didn't love the where that might be heading. Was a little slow for me. And didn't love watching people watch a sitcom that we had already watched. So those are all the thoughts that I had. Any other questions, comments, concerns, get them in the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Striar as we are getting out of here in the next minute. I do want to quickly pull up, because thank you to my amazing moderator, Jake Iacovetta, who texted me this yesterday. Okay, apparently I missed 2 super chats from Curtis Mason 2 days in a row. Apparently he's not mad about it, Jake said, but I'm so sorry. I think you've done them when I've been getting out of there. I don't know how I did that. So big shout out to Curtis Mason. Thank you so much for your super chats previously. My bad, yo. If you guys ever tell me that I missed something, I so don't do it on purpose. I'm so sorry. I love you guys, and your support means the whole fucking world to me. It means the whole world. What does he got Andrew mean? Did I do that to you, Andrew? Oh, no. Oh, no. All right, let's get out of here. I've got the draft to plan, places to go, people to see. Curtis says, no worries, Roxy. I'm so sorry, Curtis. I'm so sorry. You've just been so great and kind, and that's fucked up. I did not mean to. She's had a long life, long week. I'll see you guys tonight for the draft at 5 on the Schmoedown. I'll see you guys tomorrow at an earlier or later time. I'll keep you posted for Live at the Roxy. Wish us luck on the World Girl shoot. And put your toilet seat down and the lid. Make your beds. Be kind to people. You just don't know who needs it right now. Reach out to them. Much love to my homies. Send out those energy feels and good bunnies to Grammy right now. She really needs them. And I love you guys lots. I'll see you tomorrow.